Good evening everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tonight's video we are going to be flying this drone down, checking two batches of cows and calves and seeing that there is still a ditch and a fence dividing them. The cows and calves that are away from the home yard, if you like, they usually graze over the summer on an out farm. They are back home. We are going to fly the drone up, we're going to fly down, check them out. They're at the bottom of this field here. This is a field that we're keeping for hay, but we've given them about 2.5 acres at the bottom of it. Going to check them, make sure they're still there, and we'll also check then the other cows and calves that is in the other piece of land on the right hand side. So we've two batches to check. We'll also, maybe when we're up there, we'll have a little look over at the silage ground and you'll see how that's doing. It's doing fairly well after all the rain we've had over the last week or so. So we're going to check that out. We're also going to be checking the drone out, see how it handles this windy weather. It is quite windy at the minute, so we'll see how it works on that. And later on in the video I will be showing the new piece of machinery that I purchased over the last number of weeks. I did mention it before and we'll have a little look at that. So but that is later on in the video. So anyway, let's get going. We'll see if we can get the drone up and moving. So we'll put her up fairly high. We don't want to go too high because the higher up you go, the windier the conditions are. So we are up, we are moving, and we are heading down here now to see. We're going to fly over these trees, and when we fly down here, we should be able to reveal some of the cows and calves now and see where we are going now. So this field on the left, it was grazed early on and kind of got a little strong of itself. Wasn't enough cattle at home here to keep it eaten down. It is usually a field that we cut silage of, but this year we were going to keep it for grazing, and we're lucky that we did because these cows are very happy to have it at the minute. So this is the larger batch of cows and calves. You can see them all there at the minute. Reason why we locked them in the bottom half of it here, the bottom 2.5 acres of it, is because there is a drinking area down the bottom. So yeah, it just made sense to put them down there. Hopefully there's not much wind noise. It is quite windy, as I say, and hopefully it's not messing up the mic. But yeah, all happy, all look to be where they should be. And what I can do is I can count these now later on. I can count them later on when I get a chance. Now let's look for the other batch. So this is a rougher piece of land here that we have rented. Let's see now. Let's see if we can find. They should be here somehow. I think we'll head off in this direction. So I'm getting a high wind warning. Just saying high wind, excessive wind, to land the drone immediately. But we'll keep going. We've plenty of battery, and the wind is coming and going, so I think we should be all right. Now here we go. This is the other batch of cows that are out on this side. Now there's actually two horses there as well, as you can see, a couple of horses. These are going to be a little bit harder to count because they are in around this area here that there's a lot of trees. So that's not going to happen too easy. So you can see me there, I'm just on the top of the trees there. You can see me sitting in front of the Jeep. Now we'll just turn around. You can see now our yard just off in the distance. And if we turn around here, this lovely green field you can see straight in front of us is one of our silage fields. So this was the first field that we cut for our silage, and yeah, it is greening up very, very nicely now. But you can still see that it is there is areas of it there that is a little bit burnt still, but it is greening up fairly nicely. Just beyond that then we have another field of hay, and yeah, it's going to be a little bit of time before we get it cut. I think there's no dry weather coming for the next few days. Lovely view along here of the Mourne Mountains, and that leads right the whole way right over. Then if we turn right round, you can see then the Kilcurry Mountains off in the distance, and then Dundalk Bay then is just there at the end of the the mountain range that you can see, just the bright area just straight ahead. But yeah, very good. So we shall fly back up this direction now. So we're coming at high speed. Let's see, what speed are we doing? We're doing about 25 miles an hour, so we're coming along fairly nicely. I can see the drone here now. It's flying a little sideways with the wind, but coming at good speed now. It's just flying straight over me, and we are still high enough. I'll just turn around now. So this here is the field that we done the... This is the field here that we done the drainage in. We were looking at the digger working in last week, so it's not too far away from us, and then the two fields up above it as well, and it is also greening up fairly nicely. So drone is handling the wind very, very well so far. You can see the field there, just to give you an idea of how windy it is. You can see the grass blowing in the wind. It is very, very windy. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the drone in, and I'm going to land it, and hopefully land it safely. I'm all into me. Lovely. So we're landed safe and sound. It's hard to beat the catch landing when you haven't got good ground conditions or windy conditions, but also the ground isn't good for landing it. So it's always good to have that. So at least the cows and calves are okay. A little bit of drone footage of that, nothing too exciting. If it wasn't as windy, we could have flew around and got a bit nicer kind of shots, but unfortunately it's just a little bit too windy. So anyway, let's head back to the yard. So back in the yard, still a bit windy, so I'm just standing into the shed here for the first part of this video. Yeah, going to do the reveal of the bit of machinery that we purchased. A lot of you guessed about a week ago what it might be, and some of you guessed very close to being correct. Don't know if anybody actually got the actual make of what this is correct at the time. A lot of you were guessing that it was going to be a slurry tanker with a dribble bow. Some guessed that we were buying a combine. Somebody asked, there was a few guesses too along the lines of a Kubota tractor. Probably the most far-fetched guess was that I was purchasing a self-propelled forage harvester for putting in the silage. So definitely wasn't that. But one actually in particular that I know of guessed it completely correct, make, model, and what it was, and that was I can't actually pronounce his name. I think it's is it Panchak at the Isco or something like that. I don't know what your subscriber name is, or your username is on YouTube, but yeah, this is something that we've been threatening to purchase for the last probably couple of years, keeping an eye out for one that was in good enough condition, and one that was the right money as well. So this year showed up and we purchased it. It is an F440 or John Deere round baler. Lovely condition. It has relatively low bale count on it. Very nice condition all around overall, and yeah, purchased it. We've been getting a friend of ours baler on loan for the last number of years, and yeah, we just wanted to get a baler of our own. So as I said, the opportunity came up to purchase this one and we bought it. So some of you may know this baler. It was a stolen recovered baler, and yes, anyone that knows the baler will know the story of it. But yeah, very good condition. There was a few damages on some of the panels when we got it. The rear panel had a damage on it, the side panel here, so we had purchased those two panels, and also a panel here on the top also had to be it's actually fixed, it wasn't replaced. So yeah, a few jobs just to do to it, and that kind of kept me busy then. We were working at the baler then for a few days last week, hence why there was no videos up on that week. We took a couple of rollers out of the baler as well, changed a few bearings, and it just, when we were checking it out, we just went through it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that there was no issues with the baler. and yeah, there wasn't. So yeah, changed a few bearings on it. Let's see if we can open this. Let's see now. Should be able to get this opened, I hope. Yeah, so a couple of bearings were changed, and we put a full set of new diamond chain on it as well. So there was this large, it's a H10 size chain, and then there was two smaller sets of H80, sorry, it's a H100 chain and two smaller H80s. So replaced all that as well, just to make sure there'll be no issues with it. There was a little bit of, it was starting to get a little bit worn. Look, you could have tightened it up and it probably would have done the chain that was on it, but when we were giving it the once over, we said we'd do the entire baler and get it all 100% all right before we went out to use it. So yeah, that's it. So looking forward now to getting a bit of weather now, getting the hay down and using it to bale a few bales. So yeah, looking forward to that. So that's it. So well done to anyone who guessed that it was a baler, and yeah, well done to the one that I think that got it right. Maybe there was two, I'm not sure, but anyway, that's it. Don't forget to hit the sub button, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and we will see you in the next one.